Top of the hour on Daybreak Live on WOTM and WOIL television, brought to you by Cierra Automotive. We welcome this morning to our studio Cierra Belser. And Cierra, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good to have you with us today. And Cierra has been nominated for Alabama's Woman of the Year. And a big fundraiser for this is for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society of Alabama. Tell us a little bit about this.
So it was an honor to be nominated. Each year they nominate 4 men and 4 women to be a part of this amazing campaign to raise funds to save lives and cure blood cancer. So I was honored to be asked, even though I've never fundraised on this level a day in my life. Even when I was in school, I think I sold just enough to say that I participated. So this is a huge feat for me, but I have been thankful for the support thus far.
Now, your goal is to raise $25,000, and the campaign runs through May the 12th. So how are we going so far?
So far, so good.
Right.
I'm at 10% of my goal, 4 weeks in, or about three and a half weeks in. And it is a 10-week campaign that we are allowed to kind of do whatever we want to. So there's some things that I'm working on with the city of Sylacauga, some events that will help raise money. Harvey's on Noble was a great sponsor, and they kind of held a kickoff for me, and some of their proceeds have gone towards my goal. And Chick-fil-A here in Sylacauga will be doing a give back night on April the 14th, so make sure you mark your calendars for that. And there's going to be some other great events coming this way.
Talk a little bit about Leukemia and the Lymphoma Society of Alabama. I know this has affected and taken the lives of a lot of Alabamians.
It has. So every 9 minutes, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer, and over 1.5 million Americans are affected every year. So here locally, we had Heather Hendricks-Adair. She is a Hodgkin's lymphoma survivor, and it's because of the money raised through this organization that she was able to be cured from her cancer by a trial drug that is donated and supported by the Leukemia Society of Alabama.
And she's really a walking, talking miracle herself.
She is, and she is actually who I am dedicating my campaign for. When they came to me with this opportunity to be nominated for this, she was one of the first people that came to mind, and then I lost my grandfather several years ago from leukemia. So it's something that hits home, and it's one of the few cancers that affect children at a very young age. Children are fighting leukemia right now in Alabama, and there are some children here in Sylacauga that are affected by the disease. So it's something that, you know, if you really sit and think, you probably know someone that has been affected by one of these cancers.
Cierra Belser is our guest this morning. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am a Sylacauga native. I'm a former Miss Sylacauga. I was Miss Sylacauga 2004, Miss Talladega County 2005. So
you stayed so young.
Thank you. I told him this morning, I think the last time I was here was when I was Miss Sylacauga. I am also the lead executive for diversified partnerships for the Onan Group with their staffing firm called Excelsior Staffing. So I'm excited to have that opportunity as well. And my kids go to school here, so I'm just a homegrown Sylacauga girl.
So how can people get involved in the campaign?
Well, there are a couple of ways that they can donate. So they can always go to my fundraising page, which is on the MWOY.org page, which stands for Man, Woman of the Year organization. The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society has a website that is set up for us that you can make donations on that page. Or you can always mail them to 506 North Broadway Avenue, Sylacauga, Alabama, 35150. And if you decide to do it that way, you can just make your check out to Leukemia and Lymphoma Society of Alabama, or you can shorten it and just say LLS, and at the bottom just put donations for fundraiser.
All right, so when does the campaign end, and when are the selections made?
So the campaign ends on the 12th with a big grand finale ball that we get to do in Birmingham at the Motorsports Museum up there. And then that's when they will announce. So it's all hush. We don't know what the other candidates have fundraised thus far. We won't find out who raised what until the end.
Wow, fantastic. Cierra Belser, who is being nominated for Alabama's Woman of the Year. This is a fundraiser is for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society of Alabama. Talk more in depth about what you know about leukemia and lymphoma.
So it is really a horrible disease that affects the blood. So, your blood goes through your entire body. So that cancer is filtered through all of your blood cells. And it's interesting because in Heather's situation, she tried all the different types of chemotherapy, and some of those were very intensive, and none of that worked. And it was because of these trial drugs that we support through this organization that she was able to now be in remission from her Hodgkin's lymphoma. So it is.
Who does this affect?
It can affect anybody. It doesn't matter whether you have even a family tradition of having it. It just kind of comes out of nowhere and catches a lot of people by surprise. And the fact that it affects children from as young of an age as 2 years old,
wow.
It's really a devastating disease, and it's devastating to the families of those that are affected by it.
And there are treatments available, however.
There are treatments. So sometimes if just regular chemotherapy doesn't work, these trial drugs are offered to these families as kind of a last resort, and that's what happened with Heather.
All right, so let's talk about how people can plug in, people across the state of Alabama can plug in to helping you become Alabama's Woman of the Year. And we've got time. We've got to May the 12th, and when you get the fundraising up a little bit, our goal is to raise $25,000, and none of that money goes to you, of course.
Absolutely not. This goes straight to the organization. I don't even get a check written in my name. I also have a fundraising page on Facebook that is automatically linked to their organization, so all those funds go directly to them. And my Facebook is Cierra Johnson-Belser. And so they can donate in several different ways, and they can always just mail them. Or if they want to contact me, they can do that too.
And I'm sure there are people watching this morning that have been affected either in their family or friends that have contracted leukemia and lymphoma in Alabama. And so we want you to be a part of what is happening as well. We're talking about children, and their lives are ahead of them, and they're stricken by a blood disease.
We actually have 2 children of the year, a boy and a girl, and we were able to hear their stories at our kickoff event. And I mean, just seeing their little hopeful hearts, they're still energetic children, just like the 2 that I have raised, but to know that they are fighting the battle of their life right now.
Can you capsule a little bit about those 2 children?
Yes. So one of them is a beautiful little boy. I mean, just full of life, full of energy. And he loves sports. He is a sports fanatic, and that's all he wants to talk about all the time. And just to know that he's just sitting there having a conversation just like you would with a grandchild or a niece or nephew. But in the back of your mind, you're thinking, wow, he is going through chemotherapy right now, and he's not really having the opportunity to live a normal life just like a normal little boy would. And so their stories really do touch your heart.
Wow, no doubt about it. Cierra Belser is our guest this morning, and she has been nominated for Alabama's Woman of the Year. What, 4 males and 4 females?
4
is that
males
right?
and 4 female.
Okay, and do you know who the others are?
I do.
Okay.
I have had a chance to meet them at the kickoff event, and they are all great. I'm really honored to be in this class of
So everybody's a
people.
winner here, right?
Everybody, they're a leader in the state of Alabama, so I'm excited to be a part of that group.
All right. Tell us a little bit about your business background and what you're doing now.
So my mom and I own Cece's Closet of Sylacauga, and that's a prom and pageant boutique here locally. So a lot of people know us from that.
Where's it located?
It's right across from Center Stage Dance Studio, block up from the high school. And then professionally, I do business development for a staffing firm that is a large staffing firm. We have 110 locations. It's known as Own and Staffing in the Owning Group. I work with the Excelsior staffing part of it, but I get to help people find jobs. I find companies that are looking for people to go to work, and then I get to change lives every day, whether it's with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society or just every day with helping people find their careers. I work a lot with Mercedes and Hyundai of Alabama and a lot of automotive industries. And then I even work with small businesses too to help them find the talent that they need for their workforce.
Fantastic. Cierra Belser is our guest this morning, and you can be a part of helping her become Alabama's Woman of the Year. And it's all about Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and the treatments for these children and adults as well. And our goal is to raise $25,000, and we're going to get there.
I pray we do.
We're going to get there, and we appreciate you coming today. Once again, before we go, how can people contribute?
They can go to the website, and that's mwoy.org. You put in my candidate name, which is Cierra, Cierra, and click donate. It's that easy.
All right. Thanks a lot for coming.
Thank you for having me.
We got more Daybreak just ahead right after you watch this.